Hey guys, Brent Hull Build Show, talking today about commercial work. Going to show you 3 commercial millwork projects we did, and there's 2 things that we've learned from working with commercial architects and commercial builders that have made us a better builder. Come join me. Okay guys, so window restoration. It's a unique skill that over 30 years we've kind of gotten a lot better at than we used to be. But just recently we finished 3 projects in Dallas, this big church, one in Mid-elm, and then a hotel. Each one a little bit different. The hotel required actually new windows. That was our first 100-year window project. And then Mid-elm was a combination of new windows and restoration. And then this was a complete restoration. Now, depending on the contractor you work with, it's going to vary the way you're going to handle it. In this case, we built temporary windows because it was a school and a daycare. Most of the time, we actually had to make temporary sash. And so quickly and simply, we had to make sash that could go into these spaces so that they could still carry on, right? The windows didn't work, didn't operate, but they allowed natural light to go in. That obviously increased the cost, but was a level of detail that allowed them to continue to work here. Otherwise, everything would have been blacked out. The other challenges in this job, or the fun things about this job, is the way the windows are built and everything else. The very first phase of work here was all old growth redwood. And so that wood lasted forever. And there's some windows on the other side where redwood comes down onto the stone, and which would normally be a terrible situation because it's going to wick all that moisture up through the wood. Just lasted forever. Wasn't even a sign of any kind of trouble. So there's steel windows, there's wood windows here. A magical project, really turned out great. In downtown Dallas, there's a building called Mid-elm. It's actually a collection of 3 buildings. Different things over different periods of time. There's a 1920s building, 1930s building, and I think a 1910 building. And so each one of those required different kinds of restoration. We had steel windows in the back, wood windows in the front. We had steel casements on one building, wood double hungs on another building. A bunch of different cool needs and restoration. And one window on the 3rd floor of the tallest building had been completely taken out, so we had to rebuild that. Takes a variety, and you learn a variety of skills. I talk about how you get better at what you do, and you have to practice new things as well as restoring things. Doing stuff like that really challenged my craftsmen. Making steel parts to find replacement parts, making wood windows to match exactly the way Historics did. Really is fun, really challenging, and I encourage you to go after those jobs because you can learn a lot doing it. And then the Pitman Hotel was originally Black Knights of Pythias building. They're in the east side of Dallas. Great historic building from about 1920 that was restored and rebuilt as the Pitman Hotel. Beautiful building, but we needed to match, and there was like 2 pieces of original window fabric there that we were able to pick up and use and rebuild and recreate based on historic photos, really learning a great deal. The other fun thing about the Pitman Hotel was that it was our first effort at building the 100-year window, right? We had a lot of windows to build, hundreds of windows to build there. We knew that the systems that we had learned on how to make a window last long would work there. So that really was the start of the 100-year window, and it really was an exciting thing to go back and look at because that's where it all started. The point of all this, guys, is there's a bunch of great things you can learn from working on commercial buildings and working on commercial projects. One thing I learned for sure was schedule, okay? These guys take schedule very seriously. They manage schedule with a number of different employees, mapping things out. Hey, when are you going to be done here? Long lead items, when are they going to be done? Calling me 4 or 6 months ahead of time, asking me if I was going to be able to meet a different schedule. Those guys taught me how to think about schedules, okay? When you take that kind of focus on schedule and apply it to a residential job, it can change your world because all of a sudden you're asking questions, you're pursuing schedule in a very focused manner that will make all the difference to your clients. 2, the other thing it taught me was contracts, okay? Those guys take contracts very seriously, right? They have their clients, and each one of these commercial jobs was a different commercial contractor. Large, multi-million to billion-dollar company that they do these projects all over the world, and so they have their systems, their contracts, and the submittals and everything else in place. It taught me how to be a better contractor. It taught me how to approach things professionally and what that looked like, okay? Because, you know, these jobs are, you know, $30 million jobs, $80 million jobs, $120 million jobs, right? So huge contracts, a number of different subs working together doing different work teaches you how to build better. So the point is that I want to encourage you to work on commercial projects from time to time, right? Go after and chase after a window or a door or a trim package or something that's going on in these projects. You will learn a lot, and it will, you know, help you become a better builder on the residential side, because you'll learn so many great tricks on the commercial side. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Hull Millwork, Hull Homes. Sign up for the newsletter, and if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I'm Brent Hull. Thanks for watching.